So in this video, guys, I'll be showing you, well, not me, but I'll be getting my headshot professionally done by my buddy Devon. And we're going to show you how you take a better portrait, better photos, and I'll be even taking some of my own with my own Nikon Z50. I'm going to show you guys exactly how you take them portraits, hence the hair, you know, and give you a little rundown of the basics of taking better portraits. So right now we're at Devon's little photo studio. He's the expert, and he's going to show us exactly what this run through is like. You want to give us a little? So here you have your fill light, your backlight. What is this? What are we working with?
So right here we're using a Sokani X60 light, and pretty much what we're using this light for is just to illuminate the backdrop a little bit. The reason why we want to do that is just create a little bit of separation between Peter and the backdrop. And then here for our key, we're just using this newer 300 watt strobe light, and what we're also attached to it is a deep dish light dome. We're also adding some honeycomb as well, just to make it so the light is more directed towards Peter. And
does it make a big difference between not having a honeycomb and just having like a normal diffuser on it?
Yeah, it does. It actually makes a huge difference. It's whether, because
does it make it even softer?
Well, not only that, it makes it so it's more targeted, because if you look at it from this angle,
like the light goes
you don't see any of the white spots. So all that light is only going to that direction, which is you. There's not going to be any of that spill light onto the backdrop. So yeah, for the camera, I'm using a Speedlight SB600 just to trigger the newer with, I guess, optical slave, and then I'm using a 70-200 and a Canon 6D as well. So
why do photographers use Speedlight versus just the constant like a video light?
More
powerful light.
Well, one, it's more powerful, and two, I mean, continuous light, one of the reasons why it's not sometimes good is because if you're running it for a long period of time, it can get really hot. Awesome. So we're just gonna take the first shot, see how this looks, see how the lighting looks. So awesome.
What are your settings?
So my color temperature was at 3900, so you look like a blue dot.
Yeah.
Like, you look like you're from Tron right now.
Nice.
So we're just gonna
what's the Step Brother movie?
The white balance, I think for that, the ideal look, or for the backlight, you definitely can. For this light, you can't change the color temperature, but generally I like to go shoot around 5500. Right now I'm shooting in manual. I'm shooting 125 at an f2.8, and this is what the shot looks like. We're not really analyzing Peter's expression right now. We're more analyzing what the light looks like on his face, and I'm wondering whether or not I want the light in the back to look like that or not.
Yeah.
So
it's funny, you're actually working with a Nikon Speedlight.
Oh yeah, just I like to have it have a little bit of the head in. I like to cut right up to the waist, and I like to have, you know, the arms in as well.
How much headroom do you usually leave?
Very, very minimal headroom. And the reason why is just because if you're cutting it off at the waist, it's gonna feel tight. So I just like to have it a little bit more balanced, more of an even photo. So I leave a little bit less.
Let's say in like Lightroom, you leave the top and then you crop it after.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other reason why I shoot at that,
70.
I guess, length.
Yeah.
I include that because if you want to zoom in and you want to crop in, you also have the option. However, if you don't, you can also, I mean, it's already zoomed out. You can just leave it as is, and you have the end result still there. Cool. So it's just up to the client at that point on how much of it they want cropped in, because people are using it for various different reasons on whatever platforms. Sometimes they're even cutting out their own headshot as well. So because of that, I just leave it up to their discretion there.
As well?
Oh yeah. Sometimes I don't use the honeycomb though. Like recently I'm just been wanting to experiment more with the honeycomb, see what type of looks I can get with it. Because I do know that it can be really, really good, but like times in the past when I've used the honeycomb, sometimes the lights are so weak that the honeycomb just completely diffuses all the light and you just get no lighting.
So you gotta get one of those aperture lights with the, you know, the huge brick?
Oh yeah.
You can turn it to like 3,000% or whatever.
Yeah, you're just blinded, right? So awesome, that's looking a lot better. All right, so we are back with this here.
Which is called the
Fill light. You want to make a fill light? So it's just a reflector.
As a fill light.
Yeah. Yeah, my ISO is just at 100.
It's in a fancy camera, you can go 80.
Yeah, you go 80, 50, 64, whatever.
250.
My shutter's at 100.
100.
Yeah, and the reason why it's only at 100 is just because for these specific lights, I don't have high-speed sync. Yeah. So meaning that I can't go above 180 without getting a shutter. You'll get a shutter curtain in your photo with the flashes and whatnot because they're not synced up with the shutter speed. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm shooting at 100.
All right guys, so that was Devon over there taking some lovely photos of myself, giving us a lot of tips and pointers at his own studio. So what I'm gonna do now is I'll be grabbing my Nikon Z50. We are shooting with the Sigma 17 to 50 on a F to Z mount. So this is a 2.8. So I'm shooting at 17 to 50 APS-C. You're looking at, what is that? 17 to 50, 30 to 70. So it's pretty much the same focal length as yours, but it is on a crop sensor. So now, I've never used the speedlight before because I ain't a photographer, guys. So this is a Nikon SB600. We're not gonna use this. This is pointless, right? It's just for
This is just to trigger that.
Yeah, that's to trigger that. But can you use this?
I mean,
as a light? Most people?
I don't typically use on-camera flash. Like
yeah.
You could technically, if you had another wireless rig, which I do have, except we're just not gonna move
yeah.
it. That was gonna be a lot too much.
Cool.
So we just use that as a trigger.
Okay. Make sure I am fully manual. Let's see if I copy your settings. So I'm gonna put 1/100, ISO 100 right there. And I would cut off your arms then, eh?
Oh yeah,
it's fine.
The arms aren't super important. It's just usually like the shoulder posture.
Yeah.
That's the most important part.
Gotcha. Okay. Because the thing with me is like, I don't take photos, so I don't know what I'm looking for with the directing with the head. You know, that's why I'm like, you're good. You look like you're in frame.
I would say when it comes to like the head movement,
yeah.
what you're looking for is just is the person's face looking straight?
Yeah.
Like that's one of the things I look for. Or if they have like a subtle head tilt,
yeah.
if you want to incorporate that, if it looks natural.
Yeah, so one thing about the Nikon Z50 is like the low light, because it's having a hard time detecting your eye.
Yeah, that's the eternal struggle.
Of using a speed light, eh? Or is it the camera?
No, it's like for example, certain lights, like strobe lights, what they'll have is they'll have lighting within the light.
Yeah.
So this should technically be illuminated, and that illuminates me.
Yeah.
So that allows
the camera can
focus.
pick it up. Yeah. So then, so I have to go to 150 because of the strobe, 125. Then I have to crank my f-stop up to compensate.
Or you can crank down this light.
Yeah.
You can adjust the light. There's
see how this
different
looks.
ways you can go about it.
I think that's a wrap.
Solid.
I think everyone has their own style when it comes to shooting. But yeah, guys, that was my video about how you can take better portraits. I'm definitely not the expert. You can check out Devon here at his Instagram. What is it?
Devon.shoots.
Check that out, link in the description. And you're watching BVC CEO, where I help you create something out of nothing. See you guys.